whenever it reaches you, is meant to reach you. Simple as that. So I have a card here, says shredding the old. There is a change coming in your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so you'll be able to see these new prospects. And I feel this is coming to help us understand that change, you know, there's no such a thing as positive or negative change. I think I've been talking about this all morning, and I like that this card came up because I'm seeing it this way. To be able to go through the changes with new prospect, you have to go through the changes with new ideas, new perceptions, a new way of thinking. And if we always go through change with the same way of thinking, we're always going to interpret change the same way. We're going to get, you know, the same type of changes. Sometimes changes can be limited. Sometimes changes can be short-lived. Maybe changes are very small and you think, why my changes are so small? And you've been asking for bigger changes. But perhaps are we fearing changes and we are not aware? So being able to work through those awareness to bring new perspective, new lenses. So when you go through change again, then, you know, you are, you know, looking for different outcomes. And then the next card is Archangel Uriel. Come into harmony and balance. Use your power for peace. And there's an ego. And I find that use your power for balance is really going into that ego perspective. The ego can fly really high up, really good eyesight. The ego can time, you know, flying down to go and get a fish that is just swimming under the water for hunting, for fishing. And all that timing, all that perspective, all that amplitude of vision that an ego has can help you understand what's going on around you. And that's awareness. And for you to bring change, to shred the old, we need a lot of awareness. And I think asking for help for your guides, your angels, your soul, your higher self, the divine, whoever you ask help, whoever you pray for, asking for help, you know, so you can create harmony and balance through that journey, to use your power for peace. The moose came out, and it says engagement, boldness, commanding attention. This card for me feels like, I think the word boldness is what's sticking out for me more in this moment. You know, engaging in boldness and really staying in your path of that discovery, of finding that awareness to allow for change, to shred the old, right? You want to allow for change to shred the old, and look at these horns, how, you know, strong they are. So, you know, staying in your path with boldness, with the vision of the ego, with the help of the angels. You're not doing this alone. You're doing it for yourself, but you're not doing this alone. And consistency came up, right? Look how, you know, boldness and consistency. You want to be consistent in your path. And how are you going to find that consistency? How is that going to help you? Right? And the next card that came out is, see if I can pronounce, molybdenite. It's a crystal. I'm not familiar with this crystal. And I opened the book exactly on the right page without even looking. So it's a message from the stars. So I'm going to read a little bit. Sorry. Your life is always held in perfect equilibrium by the divine natural orders that exist within all creations. Everything is in your vortex. everything is within your soul. And believing that somehow you failed or made the wrong decision or choice is simply an illusion. And this comes back to when I said change isn't bad, change isn't positive, change isn't good, change isn't bad, negative or bad. Change is change, and how we perceive, right? How we perceive the change is how we're gonna make change happen in our life. You know, are your changes tiny increments? Are your change massive leaps? Are your changes positive? Are your changes negative? This is us interpreting change and then manifesting in our life. And this crystal, which I cannot even pronounce, is coming to say, you know, don't fall into unbalanced perceptions because of your own self-criticism. We get stuck there. We can get stuck there in that self-guilt. Why did I decide this in the past? Why did I act that way in the past? But there's always a reason, because there's always a lesson. And once there's a lesson, there's wisdom. And when you learn the wisdom, it transfers to the next decisions. And this is how we change our consciousness. We elevate our consciousness. And it's interesting how sadness and perception came up. Okay? Because it's our perception that we need to understand that it's beyond this veil of illusion, right? And if understand and realizing that, or not realizing, but self-criticizing, self-judging, self-guilting, self-blaming, self-shaming only gets us stuck. And it's okay to acknowledge that you feel that way, so that you can release it and understand why you felt that way, so that you can move on with a different perception. And again, to shred the old, right? And again, to help you stay in your path, strong, with consistency, asking for help. And 2 more cards of asking for help came up, which is Archangel Michael, which I'm going to read this one because it's a beautiful message, and the Stargate of Orion. Orion relates to water, right? A lot of people have soul families in the Stargate of Orion, and we can ask for help for a soul family. And water emotions, and if we're going through a lot of emotions because all of a sudden you find yourself sad for past decisions, and you're trying to make change now, you're trying to move forward, right? We are here to ask for help. We're here to ask for help. And I'm losing all my cards now. We're here to ask for help. And I want you to go through your emotions. I want you to drink water. I want you to go to a lake and the ocean, a swimming pool, and release it all in a shower, right? Right here. Because we are always guided, always guided. And I'm going to read Archangel Michael message, which is beautiful. I read this a lot. I'm always with you, and in this moment I embrace you with my protective blue light. I love you before the dawn of time, and will continue to love you forevermore. My love is eternal. It never changes, for we are timeless souls. Together we have journeyed through the ages. We have been the light of the sun and the grass of the fields. Millions of earth years have passed, and yet here we are. The same light still glows in our hearts, and the same grass carpets the fields with green. You have lived countless lives, and I'm always with you. For I am the sky above you, and endless love invisible inside your heart, sorry. And I like it how the card colors came, because in this Archangel Michael message of love, unconditional love, you know, he mentions the green grass, the blue sky, his blue light, And a lot of people might resonate with seeing colours and making interpretations of colours as signs for their day-to-day lives. And so pay attention to colours, to what you're attracted to, what you're drawn to. And, you know, look it up to see what the colours means and how the colours are represented through the angels. And then read about the angels and see what the angels are helping you protect. And it might resonate for that moment when you realize you saw that color and you think, I'm seeing a lot of yellow today. What does yellow mean? And, you know, how is yellow linked to an angel? What does that angel protect? And then it might resonate with your story at the moment, right? Learning to use your signs on a day-to-day basis helps you, you know, stay on your path with assurance, with boldness. And shortly after that, Magdalene and Clear Vision came out. You know, we just went through a little recipe here for you to stay with clear vision, stay in your path, to unlock the magic within, right? For you to shred your old self, the old self that is always interpreting things negative in sadness. And you want to shred your old self for clear vision, for the new you. And who is the new you? Have you asked that question? Is there a desire that you want to put in your vortex today? Who is the new you? Yeah? Oh, I love these. So the last 3 cards, I'm going to show them all together. Be magnetized. Be excited about your journey to find the new you. Magnetize yourself. I was going to say ground, earth healing. Ground. Take nature walks. Use crystals. Using scents. Go for a spa day. Go see a friend. Have a coffee and a chat. Because there's something bigger coming to you. There's a change. You are on the verge of a change. And that's why you're feeling all this. That's why is everything so uncomfortable. Because maybe change hasn't been very good lately and you want changes to be good for you. And you're just hesitating on the expectation that changes are not going to be all that you're expecting, you know? And you want bigger changes, but you want to be open for bigger change. You want to allow. And the dog comes out. Dog is loyalty, right? Loyalty to yourself, loyalty to your own changes. But it says he has service, devotion, honesty. So maybe you're getting prepared for big service for humanity. Yeah? Devotion to your own self-love. And I put the title on this before I even looked at the cards, and then I took a minute to look at the cards, and the order they came out is the order that they're being laid out here on the video, and I find that amazing. But I'm going to bring Archangel Michael again. Whatever you put in your vortex, you allow, and you create change. You create change through changes of perceptions of what change is for you. Because the old skin wants to come off. Yeah, there's something much bigger for you. And you need to ask for help. We have guidance. Is it your higher self? Is it your soul? Is it Jesus? Is it God? Which God? Is it the divine source? Is it the universe? Is it the angel? Who is it? Just ask. Is it yourself? Ask for help. ask for help. And I hope this message finds you when you need it, either today or whatever, a few years, few weeks' time. Whenever it finds you, it finds you. And I send you love and light.